Okay, Hatboro Horsham students, this is the beginning of the finger picking for you. That's the end game of what we call an alternated bass, which is what I'm doing right here. I'm alternating a bass and picking a melody off that. And that's what the end game is. Of course, you don't do that after one lesson. You need to do some school figures before then. So what am I doing there? The thing that drives that is not this stuff up here that your brain picks up as we all humans do, as the high energy thing that's attracting all our attention. That's nice, that's the melody, but that melody is nothing if it doesn't have this underneath it, that underlies it. And you'll see my thumb there is just rhythmically and alternately in 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, however you want to count that, but in groups of 4s, which generally how music is done, and most alternated picking is done on 4/4 songs. So I'm going from either string 5, fret 3, to string 4, fret 2, or string 5, fret 3, to string 3, 0, open, which is that sound. Now I'm showing you that because that's what I just played, but that's not the exercise I want to give you because this involves a little more adeptness in your left hand. And whenever you study something, you should break it down to left hand, right hand. If you're going to learn the discipline required to do this, then you want to make whatever you're doing up here in your left hand, you want to make that as uncomplicated and straightforward as possible, so that you develop the muscle memory that's necessary to do this alternated bass with your right hand. So right now in these exercises, you're going to be concentrating more, not completely on your right hand, but you're going to concentrate more on your right hand than your left hand in order to develop the right hand process, this procedure, this technique here called alternating bass. And so that alternating bass, let's just look at it. Take the G chord, put your ring finger on string 6, fret 3, and your pinky on string 6, fret 1. They're both G notes, as you should know, E, F, F sharp, G. They're both G, and this is the root note of that G chord. And I just want you, for the first thing that you ever do on alternated picking, is just to go between string 6 and string 4. String 6, fret 3, string 4, open, and get that alternated bass going, just like that, where it's rhythmic, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and now there's some metronomes that you can get for free online, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go to a metronome site, have it play, and make sure that you're playing that rhythmically, 1 and 2 and 3 at the proper beats. Now the next thing I want you to do is I'm going to take these two fingers, your index finger, put that at string 2, fret 1, and your middle finger at string 4, fret 2. Those two notes. And that's an A minor 7th, and it can also be a C chord. And you make that move a lot. See, you've heard that movement in music an awful lot. So if you hear it an awful lot, you should learn how to do it because you're going to use it an awful lot. So I want you to go like this for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then come down, string 2, fret 1, string 4, fret 2, and put those two fingers down as such, and play that for 4. And you're not doing anything with your fingers, just your thumb. And you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, huh? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, till you get that under control. Then now you want to start to work your fingers in. If you're comfortable enough with being able to do this, at will, however you want to play it, and at tempo, whatever speed. Now you want to start to complicate that a little more in your right hand by doing some picking up here with your fingers. So with your fingers, there are two things that you can do to start. There's other things that you can do, but you can sound awfully good, awfully fast, just with two techniques with your, or two attacks, as you call it in music. Two attacks, which is pinching this bass note together with a note that you're picking, in this case, the note on string 1, fret 3, with your middle finger. Just mentioned right now that finger picking, you can finger pick with 3 and 4 fingers. They would call that 5-finger picking because they include the thumb, and if you use just your index and middle finger, it's often called 3-finger picking, although you also see it called 2-finger picking. There's no Supreme Court to decide that. So if you pluck these together, I'm just doing that randomly right now, and that's a little exercise that you can do, but why don't you try to get a little more discipline and pluck it just on this G note up here, string 6, fret 3. Excuse me, but I wanted to hit that G note again. But I'm switching, because my brain was ahead of what I've been doing here. I'm switching now to this other chord, this A minor 7th, and it's still hitting the G and at string 6, fret 3, and the G at string 6, or string 1, fret 3. See, so you get that sound. You can also hit it on that on the D. See what I'm doing here is I'm hitting just string 6, fret 3, and then come down on this G chord to the D bass, and then plucking string 6, fret 3. And it sounds like this. So you can practice this. On string 6. You could also bring in this other chord, this A minor 7th, and practice that on the D string with the G. See? So that would be awful boring if that was the only thing that you could do, but you can do a lot more. You can have a 1 and as an 8th note, and now I'm hitting string 6, fret 3, the bass note, followed by string 1, fret 3. Doing that on every bass note that I hit. Now it should be intuitive to you that we are going to combine those two when you actually play things like the Bob Dylan song that I opened with. So as I practice, you can hit it on the G note and then the D note. You can have this 8th note melody note behind it, or just do it on the G. Or just do it on the D bass note. You can also bring in this A minor 7th and do the same exercise. I'm playing that just on the G bass. Or I hope you're getting the idea, you can do this in any fashion that you want, as long as you're controlling what you're doing. Now, I can take this, get any kind of pattern that I want. See, and that's what you want to fool around with. You want to, along with those exercises, but always that you're in control, that you know what's coming out, and that you're trying to get come out what you're aiming to get out, that it actually comes out. All right, so that's it. Basically, I want you to get control of this thumb just by practicing these types of exercises. Just keep the chords simple up here right now. That's the very first song that I ever played, was an Eric Anderson song that just went like this. Simon and Garfunkel. You can see it's based on the same stuff. So get working on that, get good, get it under control, and you can really start finger picking. See you next video.